Hi, welcome back to the lab. As you can see, we're out in the wood shop today. My plan is I've taken a couple blocks today and I used the saw back here to cut them down to basically coaster sizes, what my plan is. And I've already taken the time, I've already sanded them down to 240, got them nice and clean. And so, in order to sublimate the wood, we're going to need to do some polyacrylic first. So we're going to put the polyacrylic on, and then we'll let that dry, give it a little light sanding once it's done, and then we'll take them back into the lab and find a design to put on some coasters. So with polyacrylic, don't shake the can. Just open the lid and then use it straight from the can. So basically we're just going to take a foam brush, dip it in, and then we're just going to do a nice coating on here. Not sure if you can see that or not. And the point of this is to give the sublimation something to attach to. Going to get all the corners. Doesn't have to be a super heavy coat. So basically that's just, and we're going to set that one up there, and we're going to do all four. Now I've never done the wood before, so today's gonna be the trial. I haven't used the flat press yet. All I've done is the tumblers so far, tumblers and coffee mugs. And so far with the swing design, it's been super simple. We haven't had any issues. Basically start the thing up, everything works. You know, get your settings right, choose the right size attachment for whatever you're doing, and then basically, yeah, it's just set it up, put it in there, and let it do its thing. So I'm hoping that's the same thing that is going to happen here with this, with wood on that flat press. Like I said, this will be the first time, so it's kind of an experiment. Haven't done any shirts yet or anything like that. I haven't gone to get any material to try that. Been having too much fun with the mugs and the tumblers. All right, so we're gonna let that dry and we'll give it a light sanding, and then we'll go back in the house. All right, now we got our pieces dry. I'm going to go over them real lightly with 240 grit sandpaper. Don't have to get crazy with it, just enough to knock down the ridges. Knocking the dust off of them. All right, now let's go back in the house and we'll get the design figured out that I'm going to use, and we'll then go to the next step. So we are in Canva now, and there is a free version, which is what I use. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 different images and put them up here on the screen, and then I'm going to size them to the size I want them. So I've already measured this, and it comes out to 3 3/8 by 3 7/16. Now, if I wanted to be exact, I would have to convert the fraction to a decimal, but in this case I'm not. I'm going to make the image just a little bit bigger, and you'll see why here in a little bit. So that's where we're at. So I'm actually going to make the photos, when I move them over, to 4 by 4 inches. That way we got a little bit of play on all the sides. So we're going to go over here and just drag the photos over. I'm going to size them down real quick just to get them over there. Like I said, we're going to do 4 of them. Whoops. Alright. We'll resize that one, move it over here. We're going to grab the 3rd one, kind of resize it. And this is just a rough resize for now. Let's see, what other one? And these are all eagle pictures that I took. Oh, actually 2 of them I took this year, 2 from last year. Alright, so let's just kind of maneuver these around, and we're just going to drag our arrow. So we got 4 inches there already. And we got 4 inches there. And we're just going to keep doing that. And what's nice is you get one to the right size, then it'll kind of snap into place. We're going to go 4 there, 4 there. Alright, there's 4 there, and 4 there. And the other thing you got to remember to do is, for sublimation, you have to highlight the image and then flip it horizontally, and you'll have to do that individually. The bad thing about, it's not bad, but the thing about Canva is you can flip images with the free account, but you can't flip text. So when you're doing just graphics, it's pretty simple. But yeah, if you want to do text, you have to get the paid, and even then it's not the easiest. So, alright, we're going to get these printed out, and then we will get to the next step. So we're getting ready to print, and just we'll show you what I use. We use the sublimation paper. It's actually the only one we've ever tried, and is working very well, so we'll probably stick with it. Alright, so now I've got the images ready. Go to your computer, hit print. And then with my printer, on your fit, it'll say fill page is shrink to fit. So I have to hit shrink to fit, otherwise it prints out whole pictures or the whole page, and it does not fit right. So, alright, we're going to start printing, and then once we get that done, we'll get over to the cutting table, cut them down to size, and then we'll get ready to put them on the wood. Alright, so I've got the 4 eagle images printed, cut out, and I'm going to show you how we get this onto here. So all these sides here, all 4 of these, this is the side that I put the acrylic on. So those are all up. And then basically all we want to do is take the shiny side, or the good side, and put it over this image. Now, like I said, these are printed a little bit big, which was the goal. There'll be a little bit of overhang. Try to center them up. And then take your edges, get a piece of tape, tape it down to the wood. And once we do that, we'll get the other side. Got a little edge there. If you don't have a tape dispenser, I recommend it. All right, so that's what we've got. I'm gonna finish these other three up and then we'll move over to the press. All right, now we're over to the press. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn it on. I'm gonna set the heat. Oh, we're gonna go up to about 400. Now I've never done these before, so I really don't know where I wanna be. And then we're going to do 60 seconds. So like I said, this is the first time I've ever used the flat press. This is also a swing design 15 by 15. Just got it the other day. So now there's already going to be some issues with the design and it's user error. Like I said, this is new, so we're learning as we go. But as you can see, I was a little bit short on the end of the wood here. But these were scrap pieces of wood, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sublimate them and just see how they turn out. We may have to, mess with the temperature or how long that they're under there. We'll find out shortly. So while this is heating up, if you like the content and you want to hear more and learn along with us, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, we'd really love it if you'd subscribe. And hopefully we're going to keep getting videos out. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of everything. Right now it's pretty much sublimation. But we will be getting some laser cutting projects going and just about anything like that. We do custom earrings, start doing some signs, and like layered wood projects. We do a little bit of everything. So stay tuned. This will probably take, oh gosh, it's going up to 400. It'll probably take 20 minutes or so to warm up. So once it gets warmed up, I'll come back. We're pretty close to temp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper. I always get that wrong, but it's parchment paper. Just remember, this is very, very hot, so don't touch that. Okay. Now, I'm going to set this down with the image up. I'm just going to do one at a time for now. And I've got it pretty well centered. And then I'm going to throw this extra layer on top. Okay, let's go ahead and press this down. It says heavy pressure, so we'll see. And then this one, as soon as you lay that flat, the timer already starts for you. Versus a mug press, you actually have to hit a button on the side to make it the countdown start. So like I said, we're at 395 and 60 seconds. So we'll see how it goes. Got my handy dandy little tongs. Got some heat gloves coming. I think they're on their way right now actually, so they'll be here later. Couple more seconds. All right. Things got whoop, yeah. All right, that's heavy pressure apparently. I'll pull this off so that everything is warm. And then let's see what this looks like. I'll go ahead and keep that there. Well, I'm just using a pair of tweezers here to kind of peel that tape up. Luckily it comes up pretty good. And one thing about it I forgot is it'll look a little rough at first because of it'll stick to the paper will stick. So we'll have to take it over to some water and get it cleaned up. Cools off fairly quickly. Alright, I got that one cleaned up. We're going to put another one on there. I lowered the time down to 50 and then lowered the heat just a little bit. See if that makes a difference. We'll see how that works. And then I'll get back to you. I'll probably go ahead and finish the other 3. And then I'll get them all cleaned up and then we'll take a look at them. Alright, so we got them all done. I got them all cleaned up. We just kind of go over them a little bit and then we'll talk about some other things. But so here's the first one. This one was at 60 seconds for 400 degrees. The background was a little lighter in this one than the other ones, but colors just don't seem to really be popping too good. Now, this is just cheap pine wood, not treated anything. All I did is put the polyacrylic on it. So, now the rest of these are all done pretty much the same, 385 and, oh gosh, what was it? 50 seconds. So there's a little better color definition. Like the image itself is very sharp, the eagle and all that. I don't know. This one, it's alright. Like I said, the image is good. But you can really see through the wood. So I don't know, maybe if you guys have any comments or suggestions that know more about this than I do, I am more than happy to take suggestions or things to try. I'm not afraid to show you the failures because I'm gonna have some. That's fine. That's all part of the learning process. And then like this one, you can tell there's a spot right over here that I don't know if the poly didn't quite stick there. I don't think I washed it off, but so I probably could have done the first coat, let it dry a little longer, sand it, and do another coat and let that dry for longer, and then try it. Or like I said, maybe painting over this first would be better. Like I said, the image itself isn't horrible. It's just, I don't know if it's quite what I like. This one I hit it with a coating to try to see if that would help pop the colors, but it really didn't. So, alright. So, while not a complete failure, not as good as I'd like, and I'm sure there's different techniques, different ways of making these better, and then like I said, I still need to work on figuring out how to get my images to actually be what I want. I go into Canva, I put them in at 4 by 4 inches, and it looks good on screen, but then when I go to print, if I leave it on my printer to fit to page, it'll do 2 of them okay, and then 2 it'll just cut completely off. If I go to shrink to fit, then everything is even smaller yet, because like these were, like I said, they were 4x4s, and then actually these were actually bigger. I had to resize them even bigger yet, and they printed out pretty small. So this is what they were gonna be. I mean, that was gonna be way too small, and that was going exactly 4x4. And that should have been plenty to play with, but it didn't work that way. So this is what the images look like before before I sublimated them on the wood. Obviously this paper makes it look dull. The colors pop better after the heat is applied. So, all right, stay tuned for the next video. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do yet for the next one, but I'm sure I'll figure something out pretty quick. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.